Hi everyone, my name is Bota and I am about to tell you guys how it feels like to go to law school, how to manage life of law school while you are visually impaired like me. If you're hoping to say some kind of fancy video, how great is um, to be a law school student, you went the wrong um, video, I guess. So let's long story short, I decided to make this video for a quite long time, but I was caught up with classes, with assignments, with a lot of other errands I had to manage during my life. So up to this moment, even now apparently I have a lot of assignments to write and do, but I decided to take a little break and make this video because I've been thinking about this for a quite long time, and to tell you guys how it feels like and how to manage basically to go to law school if you are legally blind like me. First, I can tell you this that I am a mom, first of all, aside being a law school student. And right now we are in 2021, January. I started my class in September, no, in August of 2020. That was the time when everybody started going to school remotely, and right now I have my children attending school remotely, and at the same time me trying to juggle kind of between the my classes and the classes of my children. Also, there are other things like cooking, cleaning, being a mom thing. So I went to my undergrad class in 2004, and I graduated in 2008. Then I started working. Um, I got married. I have family, children. So basically, yeah, I haven't been opening up any books since then. And closer to 2000 and I believe 19 or 18, I was thinking about to maybe get a law degree, which was my actually kind of dream from like the high school years. So now, being a mom, after 12 years of graduating your undergrad school, I decided to take that step. My friends that went to law school, the people I know that went to law school, they told me that, maybe it's not for you because, first of all, law school is a lot of reading and your vision is really bad. So you might not be able to manage that because it's going to take a lot of toll on your vision. And also, it's not a really joke. I mean, it's a lot of hard work. And I used to say them that, you know what, I've been the best student in my undergrad years. And as a matter of fact, I graduated my undergrad university with 3.77 GPA. So I'm pretty much like all set, and I'm an easy learner. I have probably like very well developed IQ. So I was really thinking that this is going to be kind of easy for me, that it was at my undergrad college. But I was wrong. I would say that in my undergrad years, I probably gave 40% of anything I'm doing right now as by the dedication and studying. And also, when you go to undergrad education, your professors, your teachers will basically sit down and go through like A, B, C, and D. But here in law school, we don't really have that. You have really tons of reading material, and basically it just like piles up one on another. Sometimes you get so buried under this reading material, sometimes like, you're about to lose it. So I've heard people sit down and cry sometimes because they got emotional breakdown, which is true. And I was really thinking like, how can really cry? You're an adult person. You already graduated undergrad. This is not possible. But I won't say I cried, but there was a moment when I really was about to cry because I was so overwhelmed with so much things to do. And also, meanwhile, your kids kind of like, mama, mama, you know, at the same time, when you have your dinner to cook, and basically you have life except the law school. But honestly, when people told me that if you go to law school, you're not going to have life, they were kind of right. Um, so I planned to do this video at the beginning in September, but really I could not. Thanks God I survived my first finals, and I did pretty well. I'm not gonna say that I did like everything was A's and B's, you know, but I did okay. My GPA is more than 2.5, so that's, I guess, just a warm up. I hope, not hope, I think, I believe that this winter semester, I mean the spring semester, I am going to do way better, probably with all A's. That's what I want to do because I used to be an A student, and sometimes it hurts your, you know, kind of self esteem that, oh my God, I used to be an A student and now I get B. Um, so you have to work hard. Um, the other thing I would like to tell you guys that if you're planning to go to law school and you're thinking that, you know, the LSAT is hard, honestly, I can tell you that LSAT is hard, but studying law, it's also probably hard. But for me personally, studying for LSAT, it was much challenging than studying for law school because I mean, not studying, I mean, studying in law school right now. Because for LSAT, I hated the logic games. Here, you probably sometimes have to use your logic. I mean, I didn't really use it so far, but there were some kind of, you know, materials that you have to really use your logic, but not as I mean an LSAT, you know, that was crazy. Um, as per my vision, I can tell you that I have a whole bouquet of vision issues. I was born with the congenital blindness, with the glaucoma, cataract, microphthalmia, microcornea, strabismus. I don't know, basically tons of eye disease. And honestly, I like use maybe 3 different drops every day just to keep up my vision. And reading is crazy. Sometimes my eyes are really red because my like eye capillaries are just like popping because of so much pressure. But do I have another either choice? I made this decision, so I would like to succeed. I don't want to end up losing my goal and, you know, to get kicked out because it's going to be such embarrassment. So right now, for example, I do have, I would say like 3 or 4 hours of at least studying, but usually I end up studying more than that. And when my friends told me that there are going to be a lot of sleepless nights, I was like, oh no, I've been a good student. I'm an easy learner, so I'll be fine. But really, no. There were days when I didn't sleep enough. In a matter of fact, maybe it's every day. Like, for example, yesterday I went to sleep around like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up around like 10 a.m. I mean, not considering the fact that, of course, you're going to wake up at 7 o'clock to make your children breakfast, but then you're going to go back to bed for another couple hours of nap. Which really saves me that I don't really have to physically go to school. So, you know, you don't really have to, you know, get dressed and commute to school. You're just gonna open up your laptop and just log in to your Zoom class. And, you know, that's, I guess, the sweet part of it so far. Um, Also, I would like to share with anybody who just started law school or anybody who's planning to go to law school. And if you have vision problems like me, sometimes you have to be creative. And there are a lot of, thanks God, we live in 21st century. We do have a lot of different technology we could use. And most of my time, I have this app. It's called Speechify. I mean, nobody paid for me for this. I'm just giving you guys like little tip. So it's free, but you might pay some kind of yearly subscription fee, which is like, I don't know, less than $35 or $40, something like that. And basically, what it lets you, you can just scan the document, a book, and it's going to read it for you. So in my situation, I try to read myself because I used to reading. I'm like having more like photographic memory, so it's one of the other things that you have to know. You have to figure out your study style, like learning style. Some students are really good, for example, with listening. Some students are really good with writing. Some people are really good with reading. So for me, I'm more like a reading person, but I decided to a little bit evolve myself, I guess, and to learn to through listening, which is quite challenging, but so far I'm doing well. So basically, what I do, I scan those documents on the Speechify app, and I just put it on, on my phone and just listen to it. Meanwhile, for example, I'm peeling some potatoes and making lunch or dinner or washing dishes or maybe folding laundry. It doesn't matter, anything. That really helps me a lot. Sometimes, of course, I read also. And what I also do, if I listen to this, let's say like a 45 minute of one study course, whatever you have to be prepared for the next class. I do it the night before, because like I'm more like that. So I don't do it like, let's say that today I have my torts class and I'm gonna go ahead and read, just go ahead and read the tort class. Whatever that is supposed to be coming, let's say today, for example, it's Tuesday and we had a torts class and I have some, material to read about, maybe like uh, 40 pages, maybe 30 pages, maybe 20 pages. Haven't looked at it yet, but I'm going to read it tomorrow night, not tonight. And that that helps me because the information stays fresh in your mind. Another thing that I find really helpful, basically when I have class and it's being recorded because we have Zoom classes. Uh, Sometimes, when you're not able to take some notes, you forgot some certain parts, whatever the professor was saying, you can always go back to those videos and rewatch them again. And that's what I usually do. So basically, today, for example, I had my TOTS class. So I'm going to, and after the class, I go, for example, to, I don't know, check my email, do some assignments I have to do, and then I rewatch the video again. And sometimes, if I don't understand that, I watch it tonight, and then before tomorrow, I might rewatch the video again and then read the book. So I will build this, fundamental basis for me to understand. Because if you're gonna miss one thing in the class, it's going to build up for you, so you might not be able to understand the whole thing at the end, of your midterms and stuff. um, Also, there are certain, like, I would say, tools you could use. Your university might provide in their library. I like their audiobooks. I usually listen to. And also, I had a habit of, right now, even before like I go to bed, I used to watch TV. Now I watch Burberry. This is not a commercial. Again, this is I kind of one course material that my university provided for me. So I watch that videos instead of me going to bed and watching TV. And also sometimes, instead of audiobooks before I go to bed, I listen to my lectures on my phone for the earbuds. So I fall asleep listening to like that. Um, Also, I will tell you about the mistakes I guess I've done on my first semester of my first year. I mean, I'm still in the first year, but hopefully it's going to be done closer to this spring. Um, I haven't done really much good, I would say, outlining thing when I was going to law school last semester, because I'm not really good at outlines, honestly, and I didn't go to I didn't go to school in the United States. So when people talking about outlines, I was like, what is outline? What it is? Like, I don't understand what, honestly, I've never seen an outline. So I Googled what's outline. And basically, it's like a little cheat sheet with all the information that you need. But sometimes when you go to school, it's so much huge amount of information that you're not going to be able to put this all information in that. So I use commercial outlines. And sometimes whatever the professor tells you, it's not in that outline. They don't use the same wording, and you might end up using sometimes, for example, let's say that there's a word called in property classes, for example, we have the word called conversion and the Trevor. So Trevor, it's another saying of a conversion, but I didn't know that. And when I was testing myself with multiple choice MB style questions, I was like, well, what is a Trevor? And I had to Google it. But can you imagine if I've been only looking at that, if I only knew the word conversion and I never knew what a Trevor is, if I go to my final exam and I have that question, how would I be able to answer what is Trevor? You don't have a Google. You cannot be able to look it up. So try to probably pay attention to whatever your professor is saying, what kind of terminology your professor uses, but at the same time, try to use extra study aids and materials you can possibly get. Also about the breathing cases. My mistake with the breathing cases, I didn't really much. I mean, I briefed cases, but then I stopped briefing cases. I didn't keep track of those. Sometimes I would, plan things. Sometimes I won't brief the case. But now I started doing more often. So basically, there are like, sometimes, if you're too lazy, this is kind of cheat thing, to do. You can go to Google and look it up, the briefing of the case, and you can just, copy and read it. Sometimes, those cases are so hard to understand. So much information. You read the case and you look at it, and then you're gonna say, oh my god, what this judge wants to say, what's his opinion, what was the problem here, why majority and minority did not agree at a certain point. So the best thing for you to do, read the case. You don't understand the case, go ahead and find some, already written brief of that case. Read it there one more time and go back, read the case again. What do? I read the case. I find online, find it on online case brief already for that. I read that again, and then I scan the case, whatever the cases I have to read, and I just go ahead and listen to them. So yeah, it takes me maybe a long time than for other person, maybe for typical American person that went to school here that speaks perfect English. I mean, I won't say my English is bad. Of course, my English is apparently well enhanced, but I don't think that I am like 100%, English knowing person on the level of, I don't know, maybe somebody that going to school with me, maybe that person might know more other words, because sometimes for me, being a student that graduated from foreign country, it's hard, and I have to literally go online and find the meaning of the word. Also, for if you are a foreign student that did not go to school in law school in the United States, maybe any school, don't try to look it up, the translation of that word in your language. First of all, try to find the synonym of the words, and as mom with synonyms. So for example, there's a word that you don't understand, just put it on Google and ask for synonym, and it's gonna give you a bunch of synonyms, and that's how you're gonna remember that word and maybe other synonyms of the word, instead of just knowing or memorizing whatever that word means in your language. Let's say that I would look for the word, I don't know, a lamp, and I find that word and I memorize it, and that's the only the word I know. But if you look for the synonyms of that word, it's going to be more easier for you. So you're gonna see the word lamp and you will see the synonym, I don't know. You're gonna be able to distinguish it right away. So, oh, the synonym of this word is this. Oh, that's the same thing like this one. So it's gonna save you time too. Also for the weekends, honestly, I don't really get to have time for myself. Even they say, oh, you have to have life, but really, honestly, not really. On the weekends, I let myself to sleep more, and my family understands that. Thanks them for their understanding and help. And basically, I spend all my day just studying, reading, listening. So first I read when I get tired. I scan those documents through Speechify app and you just listen to them. You cooking, you're listening to Speechify. You're taking a shower, you're listening to Speechify. You're eating, you're listening to Speechify. You're going to bed, you're listening to Speechify. Or any other, way how you can have those audiobooks. So the best way for me, I use Speechify. As I said, Speechify didn't pay for me for this, but I find it really helpful. But honestly, there are certain actual like glitches Speechify does. For example, when they say about the section, for example, torts, I don't know, restatement section 25 or whatever, it's gonna say to you dollar sign. And sometimes it have some glitches, so you have to know when it says some kind of weird like abracadabra blah 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 thing. You have to understand that, oh, there's a glitch. So I would recommend you probably to read that part. What else I can say? It's quite hard, yes, with the also when you start basically your school, I would recommend you to make this little kind of folders on your computer screen for each class and keep all of those slides that professor will give you and try to find the briefs of those cases that you have to discuss in your class. I'll type them in and just save them, because sometimes when you're reading something you might forget. For example, right now, whatever I've learned my last semester, if you ask me something, maybe I might answer, but some things I might already forgotten. So you might go back to that case, and there's like the rules and stuff, so you can read on them and refresh your memory. Also, when you're preparing for your finals and midterms and stuff, it's going to be really helpful for you. Other thing, don't miss classes, because it's very crucial. And try to not leave assignments back. So if a professor tells you like, I recommend you to do this, do that. Don't leave it behind yourself. As well as with the book, sometimes you're reading a book and there's like a tiny little kind of text in the book, and some students don't read that, but I recommend you to read that, because there you could find something that could be very very useful for you, or maybe some clarification. What else? I mean, this is it. I mean, I am not kind of a professional blogger that does a lot of videos, but this is what I wanted to share with you. Also, try to get a lot of sleep. Sometimes like you might go without sleeping at least for like day. That's what happens to me sometimes. Yeah. And sometimes when you have some kind of like writing assignments to do, don't follow my thing, because sometimes I'm like a procrastinator. I'll be honest with that, and I try to do everything on time, but you have a memo to write, and it's due tomorrow at like 9 a.m. and you are like at 12, I don't know, 11 p.m. just sitting down there and just like crazy typing, and you might miss some points. So that's what I did. Actually, I made a mistake on my first semester. I was not really paying attention those dates, and I was too carried away with other subjects, and with the writing wise, yeah, I used to rush in the last moments. And now I got more, I guess, smarter. So for example, if you have like parts of your writing, just do little by little every day, and before submitting you have time to just go through that, and it's gonna also help you. I know right now I'm telling you so much information. I'm telling you, for example, to read the case, find the breathing, read it again, scan that, and reading again. Yeah, it sounds like a lot, and it is really a lot. You're not gonna have a true really life for yourself unless if you are a person that can read once and just memorize and get all this information that you need to know. But for me, first of all, I'm not a native English speaking person. And second of all, I'm blind. And third of all, I have children and family that needs me. That the third one, actually, I'm a little bit neglecting. But I try my best. But I have to basically read and listen, read and listen twice. So if I do it, as I said, on my videos, on my teacher, with my teacher that I had on a certain class, I watch the video after the class, after I do my dinner, and then I will read something that I have tomorrow to do, and then the day before, and then tomorrow night I'm going to read again. I'm basically no, I'm going to watch again the video to have the base. If I'm not really sure that I forgot some certain points on that, and then I'm gonna read. So yeah, I do like, I guess, triple that other average law school student usually does. But at the same time, what else I can do? I need to get good grades. I need to learn, and I need to be, prepared, because this profession is something that is going to, is going to have a big toll on other people's lives. Because if you are not reading certain things properly, if you're not memorizing certain things, you might not, advocate for your client, or you might not even make it to the bar. So yes, just try to make the best out of your efforts. And they say that your grades not actually you. I agree with that, but at the same time, it feels good when you have a good grades, and you're just gonna be like 20 questions, you answered all 20 of them. It feels good to feel that way. As personally for me, I just feel good when I accomplish everything to the perfection. I was like, oh my god, I'm so happy I did that. But if I answer for 19 questions out of 20 and I miss one question, I'm gonna be really upset. So it's personally me. I don't know how about you. You can do anything you feel like it. So far I'm done. I will probably make some other videos as well. So if you're interested about a blind law school student's life and would like to get some tips, subscribe for my channel. I guess what everybody says nowadays, every time you watch a video, they subscribe for my channel. Yeah, subscribe. So put some likes, and I'll try to make more videos. But my videos are gonna be like a real life thing. This is not gonna be something fancy or beautiful with I don't know, some music going on. Maybe I'll get myself to that point as well. But honestly, I just want to show the life how really it is. And just be honest about it, because not everything we see on Instagram, on YouTube are usually true, because sometimes people don't live that way. They show it is. But I just want to show the true reality. Basically, yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, you can write in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer them. Or also, I was thinking to make some editorial videos maybe later, when I have some more time, and I would be sure that everything I am going to put in an editorial video are going to be about law school editorial video, like lecture things. But anything I put in there, I would like to be sure that I'm giving the proper information. I don't want to give some false information, false direction, and the person ended up listening to me and getting the wrong idea because I made a mistake, and getting a bad grade, or having mistakes in their writing assignments, or whatever the assignments they have, or anything. So yeah, just I want to make sure that anything I'm saying, anything I'm writing, it's true, it has a baseline, and it's supported. That's whatever you've been learning right now in law school. Yeah, everything you have to say has to have a support, some kind of evidence and truth. So yeah, I guess so. Thank you everyone for watching. Have any questions? Type it. I'll be happy to answer them. And I'm gonna be posting some videos later too, but I cannot promise I'm going to put a lot of videos, but I'll try to do them once in a while, just to tell you guys how my life has been going with this crazy corona era and kids going to school and me being blind going to law school. So yeah, my family was like full of students, I guess. Okay, guys, bye. Hope you're gonna enjoy this video.